Dear friends, Murder in the Cathedral is a fascinating play. I remember we enacted it in the seminary. In 1964, this play came out as a gorgeous Hollywood movie acted by Peter O'Toole and Richard Burton and won many Academy Awards. It is the great story of a great saint, 12th century saint, St. Thomas Becket. Thomas Becket was murdered in the cathedral by the King Henry II. In fact, the two, the Archbishop and the King, were the best of friends in their younger days. Thomas Becket was the Archdeacon of the Archdiocese of Canterbury, and the King found in him a great administrator. And he remarked, "I have not found such an intelligent man even in my bureaucracy." And therefore, the King appointed him as the Lord Chancellor of the country of England. And much of the administration of the country was left to him by the King, because the King had his own sinful ways. But now, Thomas Becket was elevated and consecrated as the Archbishop of Canterbury. That's when the King thought he had to get all the rich and the elite and the aristocratic of England to his side. He began to promulgate laws in favor of the rich, against the poor farmers and workers. And he knew for sure that his old friend Thomas Becket would be an ally for him, would support him and get the people to support these barbaric laws that would perpetuate injustice in the country. But then there was a struggle in the mind of the Archbishop. He knew he was a man of Jesus. The struggle to be faithful to the Lord, whose representative, whose shepherd he was to the people. No saint is ever made without an inner struggle. And in prayer, Archbishop got clear in his mind, he cannot support these laws to be promulgated in the country. He had to confront the King, and he did it. A lot of people warned against that move. Even the churchmen of the time warned the Archbishop, but he said, "I'm not here to please anyone, but to please my God, and I'm the shepherd of Jesus Christ." And Thomas Becket was in a danger of being killed, murdered, but he dared it. And of course, he had to pay the price of it. He became a martyr. The voice of the Archbishop was stilled by the King, by the knights of the King. But the people took it up. And the people resented and rebelled against the King. And the King finally had to withdraw all such unjust laws. And the King had to do public penance for the crime that he committed. Now, my dear friends, the message given by Thomas Becket is the message of all times. The politicians and the statesmen have their own agenda to make their own pressures the laws of the country. But the church must be faithful, must stand with Jesus. He's the light. Every move of the church, every move of the parents, we have a responsibility to our children, to the future generations. Our move must be in the light of Jesus, because Jesus said, "I'm the light." St. John tells us the light came to the world, and the powers of darkness could not overpower that light. Now, this must be a conviction in the church. for the parents. There are times when there are compromises being made all over, even by state authorities. But the church, the parents, the people of goodwill must stand with Jesus. Ultimately, Jesus is the light that should enlighten us, so that every law of the country, every structure and system of the country must be evaluated in the light of Jesus. And that would be our responsibility. The lesson we learn, the message we get from such a great saint, St. Thomas Becket.